Hello, I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. In this, the natural gas weekly recap. Natural gas prices are down. Let's take a look at the spot October contract here at barchart.com, currently trading at 289.20, down 4.7 cents or 1.6%. As you can see here, it did not break out and close above the 48-day period moving average, which came in right now today at 313.20. But as you can see, just 3 days ago, it really couldn't break out to the upside and has now fallen because of a very heavy storage report relative to expectations. So again, currently trading at 289.20. So let's take a look. As you can see here on the chart, it is still now below both the 13 and 48 period moving average, and the RSI has turned lower. Let's take a look at that storage report. And as you can see here, the weekly report came in at plus 90. As you can see here, that was against relative expectations around plus 80. There were some outliers in the 70s, but this came in higher than the 5-year average, which was around 74, and of course above last year's, which was in the mid 50s. So prices declined. So let's take a look at the hourly chart. As you can see here, using the pivots, we are sitting right now at first pivot support, which comes in at 287.40. We are below the daily pivot at 299, but the RSI is in oversold conditions. So possibly here some sideways action, maybe a little bit of profit taking before the weekend. But right now, it looks like Monday is probably going to continue to go lower. And here's why. If we look at the daily continuation chart, as you can see, we did break out above that just 4 days ago, and this really just failed. And unfortunately, that means that this possible Elliott wave impulse wave takes us all the way back down as low here as 226. So we'll keep a careful eye on it. But right now, the trend is back down to the low side. And unfortunately, that means that these front to back spreads here are going to continue to widen. Even though it looks like they were a little bit overbought, this means that this spread will continue to widen. This is the DEES 2026 versus the DEES 2025. And as you can see, using these exponential moving averages here, the 13 and 48, these are acting now as support levels. So until we get a close below that 48 period moving average, this means the spread is expected to continue to widen. Let's take a look at the 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. And as you can see, we've got above normal temperatures in Florida. Yeah. Texas, yep, that's expected. But look here, all the way up here in Minnesota, we've got above normal temperatures. This is quite unusual. And this looks to be continuing all the way through, as you can see here, the rest of the month. Let's take a look at that weather forecast from pivotalweather.com. And as you can see here, this is October the 5th before we start to see some cooler weather coming in the Pacific Northwest, which finally may push this high out of the way and get some normal temperatures back in here in the continental US. And let's look at the tropics. This is Tropical Storm Gabrielle and is expected to increase in strength and get to a hurricane status just as it approaches the east side of Bermuda. It stays well out to sea. It is not a threat to the United States. And looking at the 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook, we've got another area of concern that may have a 20% chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days. But again, we've got some things to watch out for because even though this is Gabrielle here and this is the area of concern, as you can see here with Gabrielle, when it does this movement here like fingers coming off of it, that means it's strengthening. But again, it is curving out to sea. So here's Bermuda. This will move eastward and out to the North Atlantic. And the water temperatures are warm. So she's going to get a little bit more strong and hit a hurricane status. But we would need to keep a careful eye on this Yucatan area here and south of Cuba for any tropical development late in the season. But what may inhibit further activity in mid-Atlantic? Yes, the Saharan air layer or dust. And this is a massive plume coming off of Africa again. The models had suggested this was going to calm down within the next 2 weeks, but here it is 1 week later, and we've got even a bigger plume coming out, and this is probably going to inhibit that second system behind Gabrielle. Let's look at the nuclear outages, and then right now, currently, we are at 7.4 gigawatts out This continues to increase as we get into the first week of November. That's the peak of US nuclear outages for maintenance and refueling. And then we decline as we get into winter. And let's take a look at the stocks. This is the oil and gas E&P sector, market cap between $2 and $10 billion, and has a high short float. Well, the winner so far this week has been CRK, up 6%. The laggard here, Civitas, down 3.28%. And to recap, for the October contract, we are currently trading at 288.90, down 5 cents or 1.7%. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.